Okay, so we're going to start at this point with the gas tank off. There's about 100 different videos on that, so I'm going to skip that and we're going to go straight into just replacing the hoses. And we're going to start with the hardest ones. The hardest ones are all tucked away down in here. So we're going to do those first, and then the rest of it's just going to be a breeze. Come down here to the drain bolt, loosen it up, and you can go ahead and take that out. Make sure that you have a pan down here to catch it. Now nothing's really going to come out at this point until you open the cap. So go ahead and hold the pan just under the drain here, and then take your reservoir cap off, and it'll come shooting right out of there. Might have to give the bike a little tip. To get some of the rest of it out of there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece out right here. This is just suspended in here from this hose and this hose, and then the hose on the other side, which is this hose right here that goes to the top of the radiator on the left hand side. It connects right in there on the other side of that piece. And so from the other side we'll take off this clamp right here, and then also this clamp right here. If you follow this hose out right here, it'll lead you down here to where this main hose connects to the water pump. We'll also be taking that off right there. And when you go to take this off, it's going to be difficult, so pull this really tight this way. Pull it really tight in every direction that you can, and eventually it will come off. And there's also this green plug here. Now if you just push this part down right here, and then with your other hand push forward on this part, go ahead and undo this one as well. And then reach in here and grab this whole thing and just work it out of there. Now once you have that all loose in there, you can just take this off. Take this clamp and this clamp off. Then you can pull this out. Slide it right out. Alright, so now quite simply we're just going to put new hoses on this one piece exactly the way that we see them here. And if you look at the new pieces, they have a white dot right here that shows that you put those on the top, and these two pieces are exactly the same, so when you turn one around, so you don't have to worry about getting those two mixed up. And then you also have the same story on these hoses. Now, these markers have two purposes. One, for getting the hose at the correct angle here. You can use it for that. I'm not sure if that's what it's actually for. And then the second reason, let me take this hose off here and I'll show you what I mean. So you can see right here, there's a part of this that's a little bit bigger. That yellow dot will line up exactly on top of that. Okay, so it goes like this. Let's see, I'll turn it around. So this is aiming for the front of the bike. But you you want to put this in so that that screw is facing upwards. Put that on first. Yeah, so that's how it'll go right there. And all three of these clamps, this one, and this one, face up like that. So that one's going to go there. This one will go here. This one will go here.
So this will go in just the opposite of how we took it out.
Okay, and start by getting that rear one there on first. Then you can get this one on.
I didn't get this on camera for some reason, but this takes a little bit of force. Don't be afraid to bend those hoses. They're actually pretty tough. You won't break anything, but just keep working at it. It will go on there.
Yep, right about then's where the camera dies. Okay, and then you can move your clamp down from this side, and then do the same thing on the other one, the one that's right back there. Make sure you put this plug back in. Go ahead and slide this one on. Okay, so now we got this one. This is going to go on just like this. Clean this up. This one's probably one of the easiest. Get clamps off, put them right on. That way you don't get those mixed up. Okay, so now there's only two hoses left. One of them is this top one right here, and it runs here underneath here. It runs right along the frame here, down along here, turns in there and hooks to the bottom of this tank. And then the other one is just this one that's plugged into the top, and it just runs down here and comes out right here. Alright, so let's get this one disconnected here. And this line's going to have a little bit of fluid in it, not in the front here, but in the back. Should we take our clamp off? So then go ahead and fish this out of here. And then drop it down into your pan, and it'll more than likely empty the rest of your reservoir here. And go ahead and just pull this one off of here. Pull it all the way up and get rid of that. Some take out this bolt right here. I like to take out these two instead. Just make a little mental note of approximately what angle this comes out at. And then go ahead and take off the clamp. Good idea to clean all of this up while you've got it out. Perfect time. Okay, so new hose. That one's on now. Okay, one thing to note here is that the hose that comes out of the bottom of the reservoir comes around this side here. It goes underneath the spark plug there. And then there's a wiring clip just inside here that it has to go inside as well. And you'll probably notice that when you take it out of there. Then we'll get the hose clamp. Slide that over there. And then the last one here, just follow your gas tank breather hose right here. Just go straight down. And then plug the top right into here. And then you can pull down on the other end until this gets a little snug. Not tight. You still want a little loose, but just about like that. That's the last one. And so that's it for changing the hoses. After you do this, you do want to flush the system with some distilled water, just in case you got a little bit of dirt in there while changing the hoses. You want to make sure that all of this under here is about as clean as you can get it so that you don't get dirt in your system. But just in case, make sure that you do a flush when you go to put the fluid back in. And of course, make sure that you double check, make sure all of your clamps are tight, and you should be good to go. So the rest of it is just completing the fluid change. That will be a different video. I just wanted to do one on just changing the hoses. The fluid change will be the next video, so I'll put a link down in the description. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.